Hello, everybody out there in YouTube land, and welcome to DC Fans United. So today I'm going to be taking a look at Shazam number 2. So I did do a review of Shazam number 1, so you can check that out with a link in the description box if you haven't read it or seen it. This one picks up right after the last one, so it's always a good idea to be caught up if you can. So the funny thing about this cover, this is a Dale Eagleson cover, as you can see there's Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus and all that, and they're being carried by the Shazam family. So that's pretty funny, right? But the comic, or the issue, doesn't really have anything to do with Christmas, so I was a little perplexed by that. I was glad I waited to make the thumbnail for this video because originally I was going to call the thumbnail, the text on it, like Shazam or Christmas with Shazam. Fortunately, I didn't because this doesn't really have anything to do with Christmas. I presume it takes place during Christmas, though. So at the end, the very last page of the last issue, Billy Batson, Shazam, his father, we don't know if it's really his father or not, but he looks dead on just like him. So that's him here, and he's shown up at the foster parents' place, and he wants to meet Billy. So that's all that's happened with that so far. Overall, since this is a review, the art is actually really good throughout. This has been one of the better books for art. And I'm showing these pages because, yeah, they're just kind of like furniture. But that's actually what people seem to cheap out on in comics, the art. A lot of times the backgrounds are really mundane. This has actually got some detail and stuff, which is just a little thing, but it shows you how much they're putting into it overall. So, speaking of the art, the artist on this was Marco Santucci. Geoff Johns wrote it, so that's part of why it's so good. You've got a really solid writer. Let's see, the colorist was Mark Atia. The letterer was Rob Lay. The cover was by Dale Eagleson with Alex Sinclair. And there's a variant cover by Chris Sammy and Matt Wilson. So, really high quality book overall. I've just read this and the first issue, but I'm really happy with it so far. So I won't go through everything, so you have some incentive to buy it. They did drop the cover price on this too. It's now $3.99 instead of $4.99 like issue 1 was. In any case, though, Billy's dad, or we assume it's his dad, is here. So the foster parents go and look, and none of them are in their rooms. So they're going to be freaked out. The reason the kids aren't in their rooms is they went back to the Rock of Eternity, and they want to explore it. So that's the main thing this issue is about, or one of the main things. I'll skip a couple pages, but basically that's what is going on. They're checking it out. And it's really cool, actually. I mean, the dialogue in this is so good. Geoff Johns really puts a lot into his characters. And these are the same kids as in the movie. So if you've seen the movie, this is a good place to jump in. You've got that, so you know who all the characters are. I mean, it's the same. I mean, it's Mary, Billy, Eugene, Freddie, Pedro, and Darla. So it's cool, and they all have basically the same personalities. The only real difference is Freddie's got like blonde hair now, but they all act the same. So it's really cool. But yeah, they're having fun. They explore around, and they end up picking one of the trains. There's like 6 trains, and they pick one to go on because it's called the Funlands. So they're going to go check out the Funlands. So, kind of what was most interesting to me about this is we see Dr. Sivana. So he is up to no good as you would expect him to be as a villain. If you saw the movie again, he was the main villain in that. So it's kind of interesting to see him here. So he's at a doctor's office, all right, and he's got this. It's actually really funny. I'll go ahead and say so. He's signing in, and the lady's like, "Mr. Sivana," and he's like, "Doctor," and she says, "My apologies. Would you like a magazine while you wait?" And he's like, "No, thank you. I brought my own reading material." And he's got this whole like tome. It's like book, and it's talks about all the vicious creatures and like villains and stuff. Different villains, pretty much. All the different super villains. So this is the one thing I really wanted to show you guys. Mr. Mind, alright, this dude is living inside of Dr. Sivana's ear. He's in there, and he's talking to him. So they're working together up to no good. And I was just like, man, that guy's living in your ear? I don't think I could abide that. I know Dr. Sivana is pretty hardcore, but man, that's something else. And Mr. Mind's evil too. Like, you don't really want him inside your head. What if he turns on you? So let's see. Skip a couple pages, but this was an amazing spread here. You got to see this. So I have been skipping some pages. It's not everything, but you got to see this. So this is a 2-page splash page, obviously. But this is when the kids get to Funland. And it was really cool because when you're going through it, I turned the page and I hadn't seen this, and I was just like, wow. So I sat here and looked at this for a little while. The art is really good. The artist really took his time in the details in the background and stuff, and it's just like a really fun, happy scene. So that's kind of what I like about Shazam too. It's just upbeat for the most part. It is like the movie though, where, like I said in my movie review, it's a roller coaster where you get this super sugary, sweet, like, happiness scenes, and then it gets dark again, right? So it's really up and down, up and down. And in some ways that can be a little, I don't know, intense in a way, right? Like, you really get into it. So, but yeah, the kids are checking it out, and this is the crazy part here, the dark part. Dr. Sivana is talking to the medical doctor that he came in to see. And Mr. Mind here in his head is like, we need the tongue of a medicine man for the spell. So then Sivana grabs him, and I assume he rips his tongue out. You don't really see, it's like electricity, but yeah, that's what they're up to. Definitely up to no good. But I did think that was kind of interesting, the tongue of the medicine man, so they went and got it from a doctor. It makes sense. But yeah, then this was really cool. So that book Dr. Sivana's carrying, in the struggle he drops it and it opens up, and then I get this 2-page spread where it explains Mr. Mind and who he is. So it's a book about villains and magical bad guys and stuff, so of course he would be in here. So that's the thing, Dr. Sivana knows exactly what he's doing, letting this guy in his head. That's Dr. Sivana. I mean, that's Dr. Sivana's character, though. He took in those demons too, so why not one more thing, right? I did do a supervillain biography of Mr. Mind, though, so I'll put a link to that in the description box, too. So if you don't know that much about Mr. Mind, you can check that out, but I thought that was really cool. They included a full page of that to, just inform people on who this thing is, because they're like, why is this guy is in his ear and all that. But anyways, it's a really fun place for the kids, and as you can kind of guess, there's probably something weird to it, right? It's like in Pinocchio, when they go to that island, right? And it's all fun and games, but there's something wrong. It's not as dark as that, but it's a similar kind of thing. So they're all, it was really weird, actually. There's one part where they all chase this guy. See, he's an older guy, and they're all chasing him, and he's like, no, I don't want it. And they're like, it's your birthday. It's a birthday cake. Happy birthday. So I'm thinking maybe like grown-ups get turned younger if they stay here too long. I don't really know. But I will show you the last page. So at the very end here, this train stops, and guy is up there, and everyone's like, yay, he's here, he's here. And he says, you must be Billy Batson, and points him out. And he's like, who are you? And the guy says, let's see, name's King Kid, ruler of the Funlands, and I'm missing the 7th champion of the family. So he wants to recruit Billy to join whatever his family is. So that's kind of interesting. That's a new character I haven't seen. King Kid. So the next issue is going to be King Kid and the Secret of Shazam. I did skip a few pages, so definitely check it out. I actually thought it was a really good issue. And the thing that got me is I got to the end there where they show King Kid. And I was like, okay, because there's still a few pages. I was like, all right, I get more Shazam, and I was like, oh no, Ryan Michael Bendis. Wait. Oh, it's not Bendis. Oh, it's even worse. Mark Russell's Wonder Twins. So there's a preview comic for the Wonder Twins at the end, which nobody wanted. And that's it. So that's kind of the only drawback with this issue. Like, issue 1 had a bonus story at the end that was really cool. It was Mary Marvel's kind of her origin, essentially, how she ended up at the foster home with Freddy. They were the first two. So in issue 1, we had that. In this, we had a preview for Wonder Twins, which I do like Stephen Byrne as an artist. I'll give him that. It's just Mark Russell's writing on this I really didn't like. And even his writing, he can write. It's just, I think, lately that he's gone off the rails. Like, I really didn't like Wonder Twins. Stephen Byrne's a good artist, though. His Power Rangers Justice League was good. But in any case, the bonus on this was kind of weak. But the trade-off is it cost $1 less. So overall, still a really great book. Highly recommended. Certainly better than the current Superman. So that's all for now. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. Be sure to hit the bell and get those notifications. And be sure and subscribe if you haven't. And as always, thank you for watching and being a part of DC Fans United.